Why, hello YouTube, this is Balamage again, and at the end of day 2 we are absolutely blasting. We got enough damage to swap into Kinetic Blast and now be absolutely blasting maps. I want to say we have done this on still a pretty low budget considering my playtime and amount of things I have killed. I have made almost nothing, picked up nothing off the floor. My entire worth is coming from 5 to 15 chaos sales. I am just slowly building up currency to buy the important things. Luckily for me, I have the slight streamer privilege of I get to buy things before I put them on, which means that I tend to get something a little cheaper than what it will be by the time you see this video. But we did a few things. We crafted a new weapon, got a bit more damage, got a few more levels, but most importantly, we got a new ring. The new ring is absolutely disgusting. I would love to show everybody this tech, and I'm going to. So let's jump in game. Okay, so here we are. You may notice that I'm making this pulse sound and I have this purple shit around me. So a few things happened today. Right, first of all, I did get the ascendancy for the Herald skill that I wanted. So we've got the Herald buff stacking stuff now, which is great. My Empower is still only level 2, unfortunately, but I do have a level 21 Herald and a 21, Ice and Thunder there. This is actually just a sigil of power now, so that I have like a buff button to press. Actually, I might need to leave that there so that I have enough mana. Anyway, those are only 3 linked now. Now, the reason they're only 3 linked is because of this new beautiful, beautiful bastard right here. Lost Unity grants level 30 Herald of the Hive skill. That's new. So, Herald of the Hive does a whole lot. Does a whole lot of things. This will be easier to read, I think, on the wiki. So let's do it from there. Herald of the Hive is a herald skill with 25% mana reservation cost that grants a buff that grants more damage per herald affecting you. So it's 1 plus my other 2. So 3 stacks of more damage as a herald buff that I am then stacking the effectiveness of. While you have this buff, it turns the space around you into a tear in reality, releasing pulses that deal all 5 damage types to enemies around you. Inflicting ailments causes you to gain otherworldly pressure, which increases the frequency of these pulses. So these are like the ones from the League mechanic when you go into the hive and you like finish it and it pulses the whole screen. It's that, but in a smaller area, and we're doing it. Most importantly, the skill itself cannot imply ailments, and it cannot be reflected, and it is not affected by modifiers to spell damage. So the buff was the main reason that I wanted it, for the more damage, which was a lot more damage. It was great, especially with a herald effect. It was fantastic. However, look at its damage numbers. Those are its damage numbers on my build right now, and those are insane. So that pulse is just happening around me all the time, and while in maps, that pulse is happening way more often, right? Because I'll have stacks of that buff. So between crafting a new weapon, actually ascending to our correct ascendancy, and that new ring, our damage problems are, I don't want to say my single target's great. It's certainly not a boss up, but like our struggle streak is over. We are now blasting. Defensively, I put in a corrupted soul. I just bought the cheapest Dorianis that I could. It made me significantly more tanky. I now split my damage between life and energy shield, which is fantastic because I have life leech here and energy shield leech here. So I'm now leeching to both life and I'm leeching to both places. I also have some energy shield recovery just like last time. This is now fantastic. I've also managed to take this to generate me frenzy charges. That is pretty reliable. All my marked targets are getting frenzy charges. Unfortunately, I am still using Assassin's Mark because I really need that crit still. Although I'm real tempted to change it to Sniper's Mark. I haven't actually Path of Building. It's been too long of a day for me to work out whether I need to change it. I am also still using Purity of Elements, which is why I have like no resistance issues, which is great, but I would love to get ailment immune some other way and put on a real aura. That would be fantastic. We'll get to that. I'm going to keep pushing. You may notice a lot of my other gear did not get replaced. That is because this is our entire ring. 4 of those exalts came from an altar that said drop 4 exalts when you kill a boss. Otherwise, I have dropped less than 70 chaos on the floor and 0 divines in just shy of 180,000 kills. So we have been on the struggle. We've been on the struggle. Hopefully things turn around because we need some money, man. Some of my gear is bad. All right. I have a Path of Building to share. This is certainly not the full DPS. This is definitely wrong. I tried to fake a wand because it won't let me copy my wand in. So I tried to give it like roughly the same amount. I don't know if it's 100% correct, but it also doesn't let me put in the new ring because that doesn't exist yet, and that's responsible for a ton of our damage. So who knows? This thing here also, while it exists, isn't actually working, so that's responsible for a ton of our damage. The other thing that's missing is this is an absolutely fantastic single target setup. I have Ballista Totem, Focus Ballista, Kinetic Rain of Impact, and Conk Effect. After a lot of testing, this one's my absolute favorite for getting extra totems for single target. It's working really well. Lots of overlaps, lots of damage, even on just a 4 link like that. So that skill gem also doesn't exist in here, and therefore I also don't have a totem setup. So don't worry about the Path of Building for damage reasons. It's missing everything. And before anyone points it out, I am aware that I am not hit capped. I promise I plan on fixing that. It is what it is for now. That's just, we spent all our money. So that is all I have. I will share the Path of Building below, and I will see everybody next time. Goodbye.